Welcome to the Arun Church podcast, where our mission is bringing life to everyone, everywhere, every day. Each podcast episode features the latest talk from our church, which are released weekly. We're passionate about Jesus, love to worship together, and are committed to changing our community for the better. Connect with us at arunchurch.com.
We are at the end of Matthew chapter 10 and reading Jesus' instructions to his disciples. Jesus is sending them out to continue his work, basically instructions for life. Not a life of luxury and comfort, but a life of adventure with God. In the Message version, these final few verses in Matthew 10 are entitled, Forget About Yourself. So that is what this talk is entitled today. I'm going to start by reading from Matthew 10, verse 29, and Jesus is speaking. You can buy 2 sparrows for only a copper coin, and yet not even one sparrow falls from its nest without the knowledge of your Father. Aren't you worth much more to God than many sparrows? So don't worry, for your Father cares deeply, even about the smallest details of your life. Forget your worth. And by that, I mean forget what you believe your worth to be. Perhaps you've been told what your worth is, directly or indirectly. Society may base your worth upon your level of education, upon your income. You may feel your worth comes from your job, from your role, or from your responsibilities. Perhaps your worth is influenced by whether you are married, or have children, or who your friends are. Forget that. That is not your worth. You are of worth because you are a human being, the crown of creation, fearfully and wonderfully made by the Creator of the entire universe. Not only that, but He deeply loves you, pursues you, and gives you all authority over heaven and earth. Our worth is in Him, and in Him alone. Take some time out today to reflect upon what makes you feel worthy or unworthy, and have a conversation with God about those feelings. Ask Him to realign your value with what He says. And if this brings up big emotions for you, or if you have based your worth in different areas for a really long time, I suggest you find some key Bible verses of God's truth about you and speak them outwardly and inwardly throughout your day until they become ingrained, until they become your default thought. So returning to Matthew 10 and joining up verse 32, Jesus continues to his disciples. If you openly and publicly acknowledge me, I will freely and openly acknowledge you before my heavenly Father. But if you publicly deny that you know me, I will also deny you before my heavenly Father. Perhaps you think I've come to spread peace and calm over the earth, but my coming will bring conflict and division, not peace. Because of me, a son will turn against his father, a daughter against her mother, and against her mother-in-law. Within your own families you will find enemies. Whoever loves a mother or a son or a daughter more than me is not fit to be my disciple. It's always really important to read the Bible in the context of whom Jesus was speaking to and into what situation. Jesus here was actually quoting from the Old Testament from Micah. And he was speaking to people who at the time were surrounded by a Roman rule. Now the Romans were a mighty and a successful movement of people that went in and conquered. But instead of killing, unusually they included people in their movement, allowing them all to be who they wanted to be, but be a part of them. This strategy meant that they were powerful and growing. They included all gods under their rule. So within one household, families could worship multiple gods. The idea of having a divided household was greatly feared by Roman culture, as they viewed it as a weakness. So here we have Jesus saying, no, all is not okay, all is not freely acceptable, but to stand firm on your belief, even if that means division within your own family. That is okay, as having God as your one and only is important. So my second point is forget your pride. Forget how things may or may not look to other people. Forget if this may cause discomfort or disagreements around you. Forget other influences and opinions. But I do not mean that this means we're allowed to judge others or condemn others or act in a self-righteous way. Not at all. But it means don't be embarrassed or ashamed of being a Christian. Don't shy away from making known your relationship with God. So forget your worth and forget your pride. Chapter 10 finishes with Jesus saying, "Whoever comes to me must follow in my steps and be willing to share my cross and experience as his own, or he is not worthy of me. Those who cling to life will give up true life, but those that let go of their lives for my sake and surrender it to me will discover true life. Whoever receives you receives me, and whoever receives me receives the one who sent me. Whoever receives a prophet because he is God's messenger will share a prophet's reward. And whoever welcomes a righteous person because he follows me will also share in his reward. Whoever gives a cup of cold water to one of my disciples, I promise you he will not go unrewarded." So my final point today is to forget your own importance. We are so self-absorbed and self-obsessed. Culture constantly telling us to do what you want to do, to be who you want to be, to give in to every desire and whim that you have, to look after number one. And if all your needs aren't met, just move on. You deserve more. You deserve better. Me, 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 me. Simon Sinek said, "There is an entire section in the bookshop called self-help. What we really need is a section called help others." Self-help books are a multi-million-pound industry. Looking to yourself for your own importance and your own solutions doesn't work, which is why there are so many books, so many courses, so many mantras. None of them work. None of them have the one true answer. But here, Jesus is saying, do what I do, and that is love others, serve others before yourself. In this backward, upside-down kingdom, don't look to yourself, but look to him. Don't be out just for yourself, but go all out for others. Don't strive in your own strength, but surrender to God. These are our instructions for life. And in some seasons, these are much easier to follow, and in others, much harder. Let's always align our worth, our pride and importance with God's truth. If you are not sure, ask God to highlight anything to you that he wants to unpick in your thinking and your practices today, and just see what he brings to your mind.